Hello crafty friends, welcome to my craft room. I'm Yvonne with Jour, On My Mind Journaling and More. And today we're going to continue in my August signature. I'm just getting back from the 2-week stint of trips. A little bit tired. It was the last week has been long, and I'm a little tired. When I got home, I really didn't feel like doing anything, so I slept really good last night for the first time, it feels like, in weeks. Now, I'm sorry, my throat keeps catching. Gosh, I hope I'm not getting sick after traveling so much. This is my July signature, and I brought this with me. And so I finally finished doing all the journaling in here. Kept it in this bag so that I wouldn't lose any of the journaling cards or anything, wouldn't get lost in the mix. But it's finally done. Done all the prompts. I wrote on the back of this journaling prompt where they were, what date they are in this book. I don't know why. I'm not going to go back and do that for the other months, but I think I will continue to do that. So all of this journaling is done and ready to be sewn in to the 365 accordion fold journal. I am not going to do that today because I want to go through some of the things I've brought back. I'm trying to figure out where I should put this. Go through some of the things I've brought back and kind of almost get reacquainted with my August signature. I knew when I left that I would need to kind of do some review for myself, just to see where I am, what's been going on. I have a bunch of notes that are still in my pocketbook in the other room, but it's okay. I don't really think I'm gonna get to actually do any gluing down. I do want to work on one of the prompts. Again, I did work on one in between trips, and I was excited that I got to do something. Here it is, something in my journal. This one was reflection, and I've got some journaling cards that I think I might tip in here, but we did this, there's a video on this. It was a quick video. But I missed my journal. I missed doing all this cutting and pasting and documenting and finding and collecting things. Still am in love with this cover. I really am. I was thinking if I outlined this, if it would look much better, but then I've said it multiple times, I'm not an artist, so I don't want to ruin it. I even left the date tiles in this little bag so they wouldn't get lost in the mix. When I'm gone, my husband uses my office, and so my craft room is also my home office. So, he uses a fan, the overhead fan. I do not, and so I was afraid these would get blown all over the place when he was in here. But it seems like a lot, but it really isn't. So, unfortunately, with my work, I spent the last 2 weeks in Chicago, and I should have just stayed, but I wanted to come home in between. So I had 1 day home and then had to go back to Chicago. Typically on a work trip, I don't get to do much fun things. It's business and it's work, I'm working. So, but I did have 1 day where after I set up, we had a trade show that we were doing this past week. After I set up the trade show, I was done a little bit early, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do something. I have a couple of hours. I don't wander around at night by myself, especially downtown Chicago. There's a lot going on, but I just want to be safe. But this popped up, this Harry Potter shop, and I was like, oh my gosh, my daughters grew up with Harry Potter, and to the point that my oldest daughter, she read these books, the last book that came out, I don't know which book that is, honestly. We stayed up till midnight to go to our local bookstore. They were having a party, and you could buy the book at 12:01 the next day. So all the kids got dressed up in robes and such. And she got home after we got the book and read that entire book that whole night. She stayed up the rest of that night and the whole next day reading that book. And then I should probably find the picture of her after she finished the book. She was so tired. So I think she slept for the rest of the weekend. But the fun thing is that Harry Potter now has become cool again. So my granddaughter is now a Harry Potter fan. So I went, this is a huge bag. I don't think I'm going to be able to even keep it in the frame. I've even knocked you. I, of course, bought a ton of Harry Potter things, so t-shirts. You could get personalization, so the letter, you know, you've been accepted, all kinds of things. This is what I got for me, postcard, but it's okay. I've got the receipts here. I spent a lot of money in the Harry Potter store, but I had a good time. I sent some video from the store back to my kids, and I sent my granddaughter a picture of the outside of this shop, and then a picture of the great big bag. So she was really excited for me to get home. I'm just randomly going through this stuff. There's not much here. If you've ever been to Chicago, this is really good popcorn. And I don't know how much of this I'm gonna save. I will probably save this. Let's see what else. This is a badge holder. I have a few of these, and I still haven't figured out how to use them, but I'm gonna save this one again and see what I can come up with. Like I said, I still haven't figured that out, but I'm gonna hang on to this one. Of course, a boarding pass. Most everything is digital now. So I only have the one boarding pass, even though I had multiple flights over the course of the last couple of weeks. I got excited because my bag was considered priority, even though I was not. I'm boarding in like group 5 and 6, I think. On the way back, I even had to check my carry-on, so at least on the way there, both times I didn't have to, because I have had my luggage lost many times. It is not fun. But so if you want, excuse me one second. I'm so sorry, that was probably in your ear because I have my earbuds in. My husband felt sorry for me. In between, the first time I went to Chicago, my headphones that I've had for years, they're Bluetooth headphones, and I've had them for years and years and years, Well, the plastic on them just kind of disintegrated. Were the type that went around your neck, and then the earbuds were literally attached to wires. It was a wireless Bluetooth, but that way if they fell out of your ears, they didn't get lost. And it literally disintegrated. So he went and he bought me some Apple AirPods or whatever they are. Not the brand new generation, that's crazy. Not even sure what this is. Oh, so if you go to Chicago, Giordano's, it's just really good pizza. So when I went to this Harry Potter shop, I also stopped. It was maybe about 3 o'clock, and so that became my lunch and my dinner. And then I got back to the hotel, it was still light out. Don't know if this will actually go in my journal because of the size of my journal, but I guess I can always try. So I'm gonna cut this down right now to save myself some grief on having to keep up with all this. And honestly, the plastic bags, I've done it before. I think I have one in this journal. What month it is, I don't remember. But they're hard to keep down because it's plasticky. So I'm gonna get rid of this and just keep that. But yes, very good pizza. If you do ever go to Chicago, go to Giordano's. I just heard something outside. I don't know if you could hear it, but it was strange. We live on the golf course, so it was probably somebody in the golf course. At the trade show, this vendor, Savannah Bee Company, was here, and I tried this hot honey. I have got to find this. It's not anything that I'm gonna put in my journal. Well, never say never, I might. But it was so good, and I'm thinking chicken tenders with this drizzled over the top. Yum. I haven't cooked in weeks. I do enjoy cooking, but honestly, I did cook some chicken tenders last night, but of course I don't have the hot honey. They weren't giving away their samples. They were sending them on to the next show, which I am also going to in the first week of September. So I usually keep this, maybe find some things. This is a list of vendors at the venue. They put this out, but sometimes there's some cool things to cut out. There's this map. I think on this one I kind of wrote where we were in here. So I don't know if this will make it, but I brought it home. I thought there was one thing that I wanted to have in my journal. And there's some things I'll put up at work to remind me. Let's see. I'm looking. This will go up at my work. Oh, maybe it wasn't. That's something that will go up at my work. I have a bulletin board at work. Well, if anything, I can use this. I think I am going to take this cover off and use that. And then this front page, only because I will document you know, that I was at the trade show, maybe cut this little piece out if I just need it smaller. The rest of this will go to my work. This will go in the trash. And then I've got, this is really it, this visitor's guide. I like to flip through these. I thought there was something in here as well that I wanted. This is nice. Welcome to Chicago. It does have a beautiful skyline. And I have some done over the years. I've done some fun things in Chicago. One thing I still want to do before I retire from this job, which also September marks a milestone for that. That may work. In fact, I'm going to take that right now. Must-see sites. Oh, well, wouldn't that work for September to use only words? Huh. So, September will mark 3 years until I can officially leave this job. I will likely have to take a part-time job after that for health insurance purposes. But oh, here it is. This is what I wanted out of here. This is where it was. I want this whole page. And if I don't use it in my journal, I'm going to use it. Oh my, usually these can pull apart. It's just glued. I will use this whole page in my granddaughter's scrapbook, which I don't share that. Whew, this is tough. I don't share that on this platform, but if you're a scrapbooker, I had stopped scrapbooking for a time, for, I guess, grief. I was going through a lot of grief, and I just couldn't do it. But with my granddaughter living here with us, she's brought me back to it, and I think honestly she's brought me to this type junk journal, memory keeping, scrapbooking type journaling that I'm doing. But I'm also working through a scrapbook for her. I have not finished my son's scrapbook. He passed on. It's her dad, but I think I'm gonna get there, and maybe I think we'll work on it together because she's very curious. So if this doesn't fit in my journal, it will definitely go in hers. And that's really it. Oh, this is funny. So here's another little bag, because not only did I fill one of those giant bags, I also filled a smaller bag. But I thought, oh, this smaller bag, perfect. It's smaller, maybe I can get this. But it had a cool image on the back. I did not cut this out. My granddaughter cut this out, and she's gonna put it up in her room. So how about that? I'm teaching the new generation how to collect memorabilia for their I wonder if this could even be a whole page. She's left me no back. Let's just see how this goes. Nope, there's no back to it to make a whole page. Ooh, I didn't even see the side. Look at that. Do you get as happy about certain things as I do? So, let's see. Look at the side of that. Okay, I'm gonna play with this. I'm not gonna cut it apart. I was just gonna cut off the logo, but now that I see that, the footsteps, I'm gonna play with this a little more and see what I can figure out. Maybe I can Frankenstein it together somehow. Okay, set this aside. Sorry for all the crinkling. I don't need the bottom of the bag. I thought that was cool that she snatched the back of the bag. That's funny. All right. So that's really all I brought home that I think may go into my journal. Set this all aside too. And just like when I did the first prompt in between trips with reflection, I've also been thinking about this prompt. I even put these in a bag so they wouldn't blow off on my craft table. Stripped back. There we go. Stripped back. And let's see. I'm trying to figure out a day I can actually work on this, but it's actually this. I don't know what day this will end up being, but where's the rest of this? Ah, here it is. So on this side of it, I think I'm gonna glue down this herb, the piece of magazine. And this side, it's a travel day. And then on this side, I have no idea. So I am going to work on this stripped back journaling prompt. And how am I going to do that? What I want to do is take the whole page out of this book. Let's see what's on the other side. I want to leave that in and just take it out completely. And so I'll have to remember that it goes back in here. So I'm going to push this aside and leave it open to that page. There we go. And now I have this. And this is just some things that may or may not end up in my journal. Oh, shoot. This came out too. Okay, that's fine. Put it right there. So now I have this. And we did some school shopping. And I kept the bag. So let's see. The back of this, I think on both sides, I was putting this. Yep. Where it folded. Like this. So on this side, it's fine because I don't know what all else is going to go on there. But on here, stripped back, I think I'm going to get messy here. Which means I at least want to have this on my mat. Not that my mat is super, super clean. It's got some divots and some marks and things. But I do want to try to protect it as best that I can. But this is kind of harsh and bold. And what I want to do, I've already tried it. I want to strip all that back. Here's another piece of it. I was just playing around. And so I'm just going to go for it and just start stripping it back. Now, I realize this is probably killing your ears as I do it, so I'm going to push through it, but I will probably edit this video to remove the sound so that you don't have to hear this, and I'll probably speed this part up. And then I'll come back and I have one more step that I think I want to do. So, all right, here we go. said, I will edit that part out for you because I realize it would be a lot of scraping and whatnot in your ear. So I wanted to crumple this and give it an aged look, and in doing that I tore this, but I think that's gonna really add to the effect that I'm going for. So the next thing, I'm gonna have to wash this rag I've been using and see how it turns out, because it's getting a little bit crazy. Ooh, I even have junk on that. Okay. Now what I think I'm gonna do, I have dust all over my phone too, is I have this, it just dropped. I was going to show you the packaging. This is the Tim Holtz Splat Box. This is the first time I'm using it, but I want to kind of splat some paint on here. So I'm going to use this. I have this splatter brush that I'm going to use for the first time. I've been eyeballing this, waiting for it to come into my local Michael's. It never did, so I ordered it from scrapbook.com, I think. The directions on the back say to use alcohol, so this must be used for distressed inks and things, that line. I'm gonna use gesso because I just want some white paint splats. See how this goes. Ooh, look at that. Get rid of that. This is almost empty. So we'll see if I can even get some out. It's a little thick. And I have no water nearby. Well, there's a pause button. Okay, I'm gonna try to pause this video. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that works and it's still recording. But this is the splat box from Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz. I love his stuff. And I found a tiny little bit of water that I had in my craft room. So I'm just gonna add some water, maybe. Oh, there we go. Just to water this down a little bit. Let's see. I have some silicone brushes too. Just makes easy cleanup. Mix this in with that water just to thin it down some. There we go, it's mixing in now. I like experimenting like this and just giving your pages some interest. Hopefully this is thin enough. Ooh, that just rolled right off. Trying to save my mat. I don't want to have to replace these mats anytime soon. Okay, so getting this in here. You're seeing this in real time. I have no idea how this is going to work. So here we go. It's definitely splatting, which is what I want, right? There we go. It's not containing in this box though, all right? Get a little bit more. I think I have it on me. Okay. There we go. I think I'm getting the hang of it now. I don't need to be so timid, right? Love it. And hopefully this is that silicone, just like the paint brushes I bought that are silicone, and it'll there. Okay. I have paint on me. It did not contain in the box. I think I have one little splat on my phone, but I think it would have been a whole lot messier if I didn't have that box. Okay. So that was fun. Now this is wet, so I am going to use my heat gun, which is not plugged in. I'm gonna pause this video one more time. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to climb over. I still have some things from my dad's house that I'm working through, and I have them in boxes behind my craft table, so I have to climb. Yeah, let's just say I still have some piles of things that I'm working through. All right, but I do want to dry this a little bit. I will, I'm gonna roll on the video, but I'll probably do the same thing. I'll speed through this part. Okay, I'm actually gonna pause this video for a second. My granddaughter is up and the dog needs to go out. Be right back. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to put these two videos together because I got a phone call while the video was on pause and it knocked it off, or I kept it on pause too long. I'm just not sure. So, wow, I even have paint all over here. So, lots of cleanup, but no worries. Okay, so now what I want to do with this is do a little bit of distressing, and then I think I'm going to tape. I'm looking for my distress ink. Then I think I'm gonna tape this together and then it'll go back in the book. I have, here it is. Black soot, why not? And now I need sorry, I have a box that I just can't get into the frame right here. Then I have here it is, one that I specifically use for the black soot ink. I'm just gonna go all the way around the edges with this. Just make it a little more distressed. There's a tear there too. I think it's gonna look cool though when I put it back in the book. I'm not gonna put it back in the book on this video because I want it to kind of rest a little bit and make sure like the tape is gonna stick and things like that. And I also now have to deal with my granddaughter and figure out what I'm gonna do the rest of the day. Don't really have any set plans, but we may go down to the camper. I'm not sure yet. We kind of left it open-ended because I am just getting back from this 2-week dent away. Just gives it a, helps the edge kind of stand out a little bit, which I like. And so, there we go. And where I folded it, I may do a little, just a little bit of more with the Distress Oxide. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. I guess I need to come out a little bit. When I started the video again, I lost my center. Okay, now I'm gonna fix this, which I have. No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. I was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna have to stop this video yet again. But this is tape that I taped down on wax paper. I saw this on YouTube and thought it was cool. And then you take some alcohol ink and make it look aged. So I'm going to use some of this to do this repair right here. And so I think I'm going to see if I have a piece. Let's start here. Peel this. See how much I actually need. Maybe about this much. You see, it just looks aged. So we'll go down here. Just tape it back together. And then this edge folded over. So I'm gonna cut it there. There's that. And then I need to go here. So I'll take the rest of this piece. Yeah, and like I said, it's just Scotch tape. Glue it down, put it right there. There we go. And I am just gonna fold that over on this side. And let me see something, because where does this fold back? For some reason I was thinking this was on the other side of the book, but oh, it was, because I have to fold it like this. And this will be on there. So I probably need to put a little tape there. And then this will be in here. So I probably do need to have some tape on the back side of this as well. And I'll use this little bit here to kind of reinforce, oh, that right there. And then I need a piece to go there. That looks about like it's enough. Got that. And I mean, you can tell it's been repaired, but it looks like it's been repaired years ago. Another little piece. All right. Put that over there. And I'm gonna trim that because it folded over again. But over here, I'm going to just tip it over. All right. Get rid of this. So, what do you think? Is it stripped back enough for you? I am going to glue this somewhere. Let's see where it folds. I'll put it over here. I wonder... Oh, I knocked you. I'm so sorry. With these giant scissors. I am going to get that black soot again and kind of make this look a little aged too, to keep it. Okay. And I'm just going to glue that down. I'm still working through this yoo-hoo, I don't know how to pronounce it, glue stick. But I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and go back to the one I really like. This one, this is empty. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and order some. Okay. That was fun. I enjoy kind of getting messy, and I am messy. I've got stuff all over my hands, paint on my arms, but I enjoy it. So this will go back in the book and be, well, before I put it back in the book, I may glue this down. So it'll be like this, and then the back will be like that. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can zoom you out so you can see the whole thing. Stripped back. Okay. I already have to stitch this video together, so I'm going to call it quits because I have no idea how long it's going to be now. I also have to speed through those 2 points because I don't want you to have to worry about hearing this being scraped off. So I will see you next time. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you're doing something crafty. Okay, bye-bye.